Welcome back to the CardinalSports.com recruiting chat. I'm your host, Dave Lackford. This is the new chat for June, fresh off of a string of official visits. Louisville has moved up with some kids. They have kind of fallen out of the race for others. They got a commitment from the kid from Canada, Maxime Olivier Cabana. I think that's how you say it. This kid right here. He's a Canadian. He's listed as 6'5", 270. His name's, I think it's Maxime or Maxime Olivier Cabana. That's a name for you. He looks pretty athletic on film. He looks like he's probably about 6'5", 270, maybe a hair under. Could play tackle, could play guard at the next level. Depends on how much weight he's able to put on. Looks like he has a good frame. I like the kid. He doesn't have any stars, but I think that's more of a product of COVID and him not being able to get out and visit other schools, things of that nature. And that's why he's unranked, because I don't think anyone's ever had a chance to see him. He goes to a prep school in Massachusetts. It looks very elite to me. It looks like a very country clubby type of place. So he's kind of under the radar. Could be a good pickup, right? Time will tell. I like the kid. I'm trying to get him some stars. How we get them stars? You call Adam Friedman, because he's the one who covers that area. Adam did not respond to my direct message. Adam used to be my man. We used to be cool, but I don't know why we fell off. Adam, come on, bro. Answer your DMs, man. All right, let's start the questions here. I'm going to share my screen with y'all because you don't see my ugly mug. All right, so first question is about Selah Brown. It's always about Selah Brown. And Vincent74 says, with Miller off the board, do we turn our attention to Selah now? The answer to that question is I would, but like I said, I don't think that he is the body type that they want. They had a bunch of guys who were his size in the past two class. They want bigger guys. And I don't think that Miller was ever really on the board, so to speak. I never really considered him a realistic option. I think that he was visiting here because of David Cooper. Who was David Cooper? David Cooper was the recruiting coordinator. He's an off-the-field coach. He came from Florida. And then after about 3 months or something like that, he got a job with Georgia. I really don't think that has any impact on anything. I really didn't understand why everybody was so hyped about this dude. Look, he wasn't even a recruiting coordinator at Florida. He's a bag man. All right. Louisville doesn't fill bags with anything. So what's the point of him at Louisville if they don't utilize bag man? I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I don't care, because what are you going to do? Fire me? I got my own job. But he's just useless here. What's he going to do? Like, I remember Keontae Goodwin. He was talking to Keontae Goodwin all the time. And I was saying, yo, what's up with Louisville, man? Because I know Chris wanted Keontae to go to Louisville because he don't want to drive back and forth to Lexington, right? It's that simple. But Chris is getting old in this game. And Keontae was like, I don't like Louisville. They don't talk to me. I don't talk to Satterfield. I never talk to Ledford. I don't talk to the Big Nail guy once. I say, hey, you talk to David Cooper? He's like, what is David Cooper? Ooh, an assistant wide receiver coach calls me. I ain't a wide receiver. I don't care. So do you think there's really that much of an impact of getting a phone call from David Cooper, a bagless visit? No. So go to Georgia. You know what I mean? Those bags are let's say don't get mad, get glad. Wimpy, hefty. All right. So he's a good fit at Georgia, you know. Hey, congratulations, man. Maybe now with the NIL out, he can lock up some used car commercials or something for him. He could sell some above ground pools out there in Athens or whatever, you know, the wacky waveable inflatable arms on the TV set, you know. Kristen Miller here selling you above ground pools, you know. I'm a star D tackle at the University of Georgia. Well, not yet, but it's my freshman year. This is my boy David Cooper. I don't know. Louisville ain't doing that, so it's pointless. It's pointless to have a bag man at a school that can't use a bag man or do anything because whenever they fart too loud, the NCAA sends investigators to town, right? So good on David Cooper. Christian Miller was never coming. They weren't really recruiting Selah hard. Maybe they pick it up. I don't know. He was supposed to camp. He didn't camp. Maybe he camps this weekend. Jawan Northington is camping this weekend. Maybe Selah camps. Maybe he grew an inch and a half. Maybe he just looks so damn good at camp that they say, you know what, screw it, we'll take you. But I don't know. Maybe the damage is done. Maybe he's going to Illinois or West Virginia. Who knows? We'll see, man. We'll see. That's the answer to that. I'm sure there'll be 7 other Selah Brown questions. Cardinal Cash said, are we taking another offensive tackle or are we riding with Cabana only? Not sure on O-line numbers. I think they want another offensive tackle, but it might not be a high school kid. It might be a transfer. They also want another guy on the inside. So that's the numbers there. I'd say 3, one of which may be transfer. Tesler 47. Where do we stand with Squirrel White currently? I just wrote an article. Louisville leads. He's still got to go to West Virginia. Tesler also asks, do I believe we, Louisville, will make multiple moves at wide receiver? Yeah, I was told this, all right? There is no Amari Huggins Bruce in this class, meaning they're not saving a spot for Squirrel. They're not saving a spot for KD Hutchinson. They're not saving a spot for anyone, okay? It's first come, first serve, and they may not take one slot, one outside guy. Right? They want 3, one of which is going to be a transfer. So they could end up taking 2 outside guys and Squirrel and KD get left out, right? Now, I also was told that Squirrel could potentially be an outside guy if he puts on some weight. That doesn't make sense to me, but that's what I was told from a source. And so maybe Squirrel counts as an outside guy, not an inside guy. But bottom line is they have a plethora of wide receivers they're looking at. Gunnar Brewer always just goes out shotgun style and, has a lot of dudes coming in. So we shall see. I think there's a group of wide receivers coming in this week. Those players are, and I quote my source. So there's a guy named Avion Thomas. He's a kid with no stars. I'm going to pull up these kids. I'm going to pull up their Rivals account, share my screen with y'all. So this is Avion Thomas, 5'11", 175, smells like a slot. He's got Louisiana, Southern Miss. I do not know that he has a Louisville offer. I would expect he does if he's supposed to be taking an official visit. Jalen Lucas, 3-star from Louisiana. Sam Spiegelman, the guy who covers that state, he's a national guy for Rivals. He put in a pick for him. Sam's my guy. I contacted him. I said, why did you put in a pick for Jalen Lucas? He said, it's just a hunch. I don't have any solid information on it right now. I just feel like that's where he's going to go. So maybe he just wanted to get out ahead. Maybe he heard something that he can't really divulge to me, the Louisville guy, because it'll get out there. It'll get back to him, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I don't care. He's got the pick in. He's coming in for an official visit. He can play running back. He can play slot. He's that home run threat type that Louisville's looking at the running back position, similar to Xavier Townsend. I like Lucas about as much as I like Townsend. I like Lucas a little more. I think they're about the same guy, honestly. So watch out for him on this visit. Also, there is a gentleman who I told you guys about who is 6'6". His name is Chance Morrow. He is from West Charlotte. And Chance is a guy who actually came last weekend, I believe, on an unofficial visit. All right. He came on an unofficial visit for why doesn't the Rivals profile pop up, man? You know what? I don't care. Whatever. Fix your SEO, Rivals. I don't give a shit. We don't work for Rivals. I work for cardinalsports.com. I'm not a Rivals employee. I'm pulling out 24/7. I don't care. He's 6'6", 185, goes to West Charlotte. He's got offers from Miami, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma. He's not ranked on here. He's not ranked on Rivals, but he has offers from Miami, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Oklahoma. So Ohio State offers you, Notre Dame offers you, Miami and Oklahoma offers you. You're a 4-star in my book. So call it what you will. Now, are they real offers or fake offers? What's a fake offer, Dave? Okay, for the 15th time. A fake offer means we identified you as a prospect. We really like you. Come camp. You can put this offer on social media. If we like you at camp, you'll be a take. All right, which is 90% of an offer anyway. 90% of these offers are like, we got to see you first, at least see you. All right, so anyway, really good player, good offers, huge kid from West Charlotte, so he's probably a dog. I would assume he's a take. He came on his own dime last week. He's coming for an official visit this weekend. That'd be a guy I'd be watching for a commitment, even though he's got those offers. Because who does that? Who comes for an official visit, an unofficial visit on his own dime, and then the next weekend comes back for an official visit? Things are looking good there. All right, another kid to watch is Wesley Grimes. He's also out of North Carolina. He's coming up here this weekend for an official visit. Yes, sir. Or maybe unofficial. I don't know. But he's coming back up here. I interviewed him down in Indianapolis. You can check that out. It says Wesley Grimes interview, Indianapolis Rivals Camp Series. He has a good relationship with Gunnar Brewer. When I interviewed him, he spoke very highly of Brewer and really likes Louisville. He also visited NC State. He started his official visits with Wake Forest, as you can see right down here at the bottom of the screen. Wesley's a good player, long strider, 6'2", kind of thin, but he can put on weight with a good frame. I like him a lot, and I think that he's would be a great get. The other kid is Curtis DeVille. All right. Curtis, I believe, is from Louisiana with a name like DeVille. It sounds like some Louisiana Creole stuff. Let's see if I'm right. Is he from Louisiana? Nope. He's from Iowa. No, yeah, Iowa, Louisiana. There we go. He is from Louisiana. That was tricky. All right, Curtis is another 6'2" receiver, 3-star. Don't know much about him. He's got offers from Florida State and Purdue. He's officially visited Purdue last week with old Jamarcus Shepard out there. So he's supposed to be coming to campus. So that's what's up with the receiver recruiting. Like I said, Squirrel White said that Louisville leads. So if you ask me a question that vibes with that, I'm not answering it. Before you post your questions, do me a favor and see if that question's already been asked. So I'm not doing double answer. Ty Cards Niner says, who's your favorite recruit we're looking at left on the board? That would be Jordan Allen out of Louisiana, because in my opinion, he's the biggest fight. He's the biggest fight because he's going to visit Penn State. I think he did that. Did he do it last weekend or is it this weekend? I'm not sure. And then he's already visited Miami. I reached out to my sources in Miami. All right. And one thing I like to do is process of elimination to see if Louisville is going to get a guy. So I asked my Miami source, hey, is Jordan Allen a take? And the answer was probably trying to confirm right now. All right. And that's my best source in Miami. So that kind of says to me that there's somebody else a little bit higher on the board that maybe some coaches like, but I think that they're fighting to get him in there. They want him. At least one faction of the staff wants him on board, but I think they're looking for someone else maybe. So it's possible that he can end up in Miami. Possible he can end up at Penn State. I just think that he's a take at both places, and that would be a big win. You got to win those fights against Miami and Penn State. You are who you recruit against. Let me say that to you again so you guys understand this, all right? You are who you recruit against. If you're constantly beating NC State and Wake Forest and Illinois and freaking Toledo, then that's the level of team you are, all right? Those are your peers, right? Now, you may rise to the top of that tier, and you might even beat somebody from a higher tier, but you're not going to do it consistently, and you're going to be in that tier because you are who you recruit against, all right? So look at North Carolina last year. North Carolina came in and started recruiting against Clemson and Florida State. They started recruiting against Georgia. They started beating out big-time teams for players. And last year they were good. Look at their record. They flipped the FSU quarterback. Mac Brown went in there and flipped Sam Howell. Now people are saying Sam Howell might be the best quarterback in the country, and NC State might challenge Clemson for the ACC title this year, right? You are who you recruit against. You talk about stars all day, right? Oh, this star, you got a 4-star kid. All right, well, who were his other options? Georgia Tech? Who was he a take for? Did it come down to Nebraska, Michigan State, and Louisville? Probably not a 4-star. Sorry. You know what I mean? Probably not a 4-star. 4-star means you're gonna get drafted, right? So like, all right, cool. You get one kid who got drafted, right? 2 kids that got drafted. Great. You know, they were 4-stars. Tutu Atwell, 4-star. He wasn't a 4-star. He was a 5.7, which was a 3-star, but almost a 4-star. And then Des Fitzpatrick, who was a 4-star, and he got drafted, right? Lamar Jackson was a 4-star, should have been a 5-star. He got drafted, last pick of the first round. Those are your 4-star, 5-star players, right? Alabama has them all day. Clemson has them all day. Ohio State all day, right? Those teams are always in the playoffs. Oklahoma, 4-star, 5-stars all day. Players getting drafted, they're always in the playoffs, right? Usually in the playoffs. If you're recruiting against Duke constantly for players, if you're beating out Duke, if you're beating out Vanderbilt, if you're beating out Wake Forest, NC State, Virginia, those are your peers. You might be in the same conference with Virginia, Wake Forest, and NC State and Duke, but you're on that tier in that conference. There's levels to this, all right? You are who you recruit against. So Jordan Allen is my favorite recruit because they're going to beat Miami or Penn State. Good. That's the type of players you need. Every single kid should be beating them up. All right. I also like Squirrel White as well. I think Squirrel's a Devontae Smith type talent. Maybe not Heisman Trophy first-round draft pick, but he's good. I really like that kid. I think he's explosive and talented. I like KD Hutchinson athleticism as well. He could be a 2-2 as well. But something you got to understand about the receiver position, and it's this. Louisville has 3 players that can play the slot next season. All right. They got Amari Huggins-Bruce, who I was told ran a 4.44 on the laser, so that's fast. They have Jordan Watkins, who's about the same speed on the laser, right? So he's fast. And you got Tyler Harrell, who I think ran like a 4.29 or something. Tyler Harrell ran like a 10.3 in track and 100. Tyler Harrell can fly. And they schemed that position open, right? You've seen Jordan Watkins play that position. He scored a touchdown on a jet sweep against Wake Forest from Tutu's position. So, you know, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players on the team now that can play the slot. So these slot receivers better jump on, because I was told if 2 outside guys went on, those 2 outside guys are going to get the slot, and a KD Hutchinson and a Squirrel White might be left out in the cold. All right. I watched that Chance Morrow kid. I got a weird feeling that he might pull the trigger if he's done an official visit and then came right back for an official. Watch out for him. And Brewer got the best hand, right? The receiver position has the best hand right now because 2 of their players got drafted. Tutu got drafted, and so did Fitz. And then Brewer had other players he coached get drafted in this draft. So he got the best hand. I think that the next commitment we're going to see should probably be a wide receiver. That's what I would think. All right. So Cardinal Cash says, where do we stand with Xavier, Townsend, and Hyman? Are we at the top of either of their boards? Presumably. I don't know. I haven't spoken with them. I have to get up with them. They're hard to pin down. Telsler 47. Is there a prospect that you personally like and think is a good ball player? So I like the kid, and I think he's a good ball player. And do I think that the staff might not be recruiting? And I think they should be. So it's 4 things. It's 4 attributes. He's a prospect that I personally like, and I think he's a ball player. And the staff isn't recruiting them, but I think they should be. No. Not even going to answer that, because then I'm going to get a phone call from somebody saying, yeah, you think you know football more than I do? Card for Life 32. What's your best guess on the second O-line spot? Have you heard anything out of Nate Krousky, the tight end out of Washington, D.C.? Updated numbers count. I think the numbers are weird. They lost a lot of players. They lost Jamel Starks. They lost Lovey. They lost Christian Fitzpatrick. They lost Nick Melito. They lost some other kids. So the numbers could get up to 20. However, I don't think that that's going to, I think the numbers could be around 18 to 20, right? But that doesn't mean that there's going to be 18 to 20 high school kids. Those numbers are also going to go now to transfer portal players and also to the grad transfer pool. Have I heard anything on Nate Krousky, the tight end out of Washington, D.C.? Who is this? Who is this? Let's see. This dude better be a beast before you be asking me about this cat that I've never heard of. Oh, he took an official visit. He's a 5.5 from Gonzaga. Yeah, he's 6'3", 225. What's he gonna play? DN? What's he gonna play? Is he a receiver? Is he a tight end? He's not a tight end. He's an H-back. Can he block? Let's see if he's out here blocking. If he's out here catching passes, anybody can do that. Anybody can catch passes in the H-back position in Louisville's offense. If you're going to play H-back for Louisville, you got to be able to block. You're coming down the line, smacking somebody in their ear hole, right? You're getting to the next level, taking out a safety. That's what the H-back is doing, okay? If you're not doing that, you're not playing H-back. H-back manufactures – the H-back position manufactures open receptions with the player running 50 yards downfield because – you're supposed to be covering that guy, and all of a sudden you're not feeling him in your ear hole anymore. You're not feeling him on your inside, your outside shoulder. It's because he didn't do it. He went and he's wide open in the flat on a fucking wheel route or something, and you blew your coverage. That's how that always happens. Go back and watch Marshawn Ford. He ain't catching the ball, making dudes miss. He's wide open in the flat because they stopped accounting for him because they started to treat him as a sixth lineman. So I don't know. Who cares, man? Krousky, if Krousky's going to commit, cool, man. I'm sure 7 people will read that article because he's going to be an H-back. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that dude, man. God, I hope he's not the next one to commit. I need people to read my articles, man. The next question comes from mad at that. I'm mad. I didn't know who that guy was, and I forgot. And then I remembered that he visited officially. Are we recruiting Selah harder than we were a month ago? I don't know, man. Sure. I don't know. Did he grow? Did he get an official visit yet? He's been out at every other school, but I don't know, man. I'm tired of asking people about Selah Brown. We'll see what happens. Let's share this screen real quick. All right. Card Strong 91. Card Strong be coming with the hot takes, bro. Now that it appears we have whiffed on our top 2 targets, Sampson and Williams. True. Do we potentially offer the hometown kid Jawan Northington? Reason I ask, UK just offered. UK offered because he went up there, he weighed in at 205 pounds. He ran a 4.58 in the 40-yard dash, and he had a 37-inch vert. Now, you may say 4.58 isn't really fast. 4.58 is really good for a 205-pound running back with a 37-inch vert because that 37-inch vert represents explosiveness. That means that Northington you can give him the ball, and that first 10 yards, he's gonna hit that bitch hard, and he's gonna be fast. So it's good. Those are good numbers for a kid his size, and I confirmed that he is in fact a take. So tick, tick, tick. He will be at Louisville this weekend for a camp. And if he puts up those numbers, will Louisville offer him or not? I don't know. Louisville likes those home run guys. 4.58 is not a home run guy. 4.58, 205 pounds going into your senior year is like a Benny Snell type dude who is going to be a workhorse, who pounds the rock, who could be a finisher to close out games. Not the dude you hand the ball to and he makes a man miss, squirts through a hole, changes field, whatever, and then scores like Javion Hawkins. It seems like the guys that left on Louisville's board fit more of the Jayhawk mold. But if Juan goes out there and runs a 4 or 5 flat or something, who knows? Toronto Legacy. I haven't seen any updates or visits for recruits in the secondary. Is there any names we should be on the lookout for? Are we still taking 1 corner, 1 safety? I think they'll take like 3 safeties. I think they'll get 1 out of the transfer portal, right? And then they'll go after 2 high school safeties. And then the cornerback is Jordan Allen, who I already talked about. So don't forget about Jordan Allen. He had a good visit, gave the staff high marks, and seemed more enthusiastic about his visit to Louisville than than anticipated. I think it's down to Miami and Louisville right now. I don't know that he visited Penn State or not. Keep an eye on Jordan Allen. It'd be a big get for the staff. And I haven't seen them really bringing in any other cornerback prospects for visits. So keep an eye on Jordan Allen. He's the one to watch. He's the top guy right now, I think, on the defensive side of the board. Cardinal Cash, what's the deal with the Jalen Lucas guy we have a pick for? What position will he play at the next level? What's his skill set? Already answered that. Jay Hectus, what kind of speed does Northington have? 4.58. I asked because U of L and UK recruit two completely different types of running backs. Yeah, I addressed that. Good point. Our coaches have been adamant about a constant home run threat, so they are certainly seeking speed. Right, absolutely. I literally just said all that. You're right. I agree. So I don't know that they offer Northington. Drams are 12. Any update on Squirrel after his Tennessee visit? Seemed like Louisville, Tennessee were his top two. They are. He visits Tennessee this weekend. What's the situation on Mekhi Wall? Is he a take for us? Has some solid P5 offers. Mekhi was actually he was on campus with a kid named Maurice Turner a while ago. And he's I don't know if he's a take right now. I think there might be some players higher on the board. However, that being said, I was told, it's pretty much, look, someone's going to have to start committing. So, I mean, if Mekhi Wall wants to jump on board, he might be a take. I don't know for sure. But off the top of my head, I would think that there are some players higher up, but I can't answer that for certain. Card for Life 32. Any realistic defensive tackles target still on the board, not referring to Selah, more of a nose tackle type. Felix Hickson, maybe. I think it's kind of back to the drawing board on the defensive line. I don't know who their guys are. I'm sorry. I have to look into that, do more research. Bill Underwood, because they missed on. I mean, they weren't getting Christian Miller. They're not recruiting Selah. And the guys like Taufik Thomas is too heavy, so they're not recruiting Taufik Thomas anymore. And I think the other kid that was on the board didn't list Louisville in the top 5. So I don't really know, man. I'll have to do some more research on that. Good question. Bill Underwood, 2020. Bill Underwood sounds familiar. He asked, do you think that the fact that the Squirrel is heavily considering us would signal that he has a lot of faith in the abilities of Caleb Johnson as the future Louisville quarterback? I mean, it's his high school quarterback. I mean, I'm sure he has faith in him. He works with him, but I don't know. Sure. Yeah, he has faith in him as the future Louisville quarterback. So what? It's his boy. It's his high school quarterback. Bill, I don't know, man. I don't know how that impacts anything. Card Fan 59 says, who is the main target at the card position if Jalen White isn't coming? Let's take a look. I think there's one guy from Illinois who's a 5.7 who's still left out there. I forget his name. I'm going to look it up, though, real fast. This is going to take forever to load because I got so many players on here. So it's this kid right here, Austin Brown from Johnson City, Illinois. He's a 5.73 star. He's 6'1", 195. Let's see if he's taken any official visits anywhere. He has not. He has. Michigan, 6'18", Illinois, 6'25", and then Northwestern, 6'11", 6'4", Wisconsin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One of those was unofficial. Yeah, the ones with the little blue circle next to it are official. So he got Illinois this weekend, Michigan last weekend, Northwestern the weekend before that, and Wisconsin to kick off June. So perhaps Louisville will get the last visit. Other than that, who knows? It looks like White's going to Arkansas, and Trey Donaldson, I don't know if he's off the board completely or not. I don't know what his deal is. That was a funny one because I was told Louisville was confident from my best source on the matter, and then next week he wouldn't even take no more. So whatever. Vincent 74. Do we have a chance with Isaac Ham? Isaac did not respond to me when I reached out to him. We might. That kid's from Wisconsin. Could be some grade issues. I was told he was supposed to visit, take an official to Wisconsin. There was some grade issues, but he didn't go to Wisconsin. And grade issues for Wisconsin aren't grade issues for Louisville, I think. So, yes, perhaps. Card Blood. Let's answer somebody else. Shoot 6. Which target is a must get on the D-line? I don't even know who the D-line targets are anymore, man. I would say Isaac Ham. They got to get some kids on campus. I think they're reshuffling the deck on the D-line. They have a lot of defensive linemen though, so I wouldn't trip out too much. They're good on D-line. They just got that nose tackle in from the transfer portal, so he's good money. I think that's another reason why they kind of slowed down the D-tackle recruiting a little bit this class, because I think they feel as if they have good numbers at D-tackle. Remember, they run a 3-4. So when you say D-line, are you talking about the dog outside linebacker spot? That's kind of like a hybrid DN. That would be Popeye, So I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'll do some more research on the D line. Telstar 47. Who's the best defensive player left on Louisville's board? They have a good chance to land. Jordan Allen, Beantown. Why do we offer players we have no realistic chance of signing? Is it just to get our name out there among elite players? Beantown. What do you mean? Realistic chance of signing? They had a realistic chance of signing Corey Kiner until LSU jumped in there at the last minute and stole him, right? What do you mean? Offer everybody. They should only be going after players like in the top 250 to start with. You can't win if you don't play the game. I told you this. I'm going to say this again, man. You got to stop saying, oh, these players never come to Louisville. Oh, we can't get these players. Well, then don't watch football, bro. Do you want to be a mid-tier team forever? Do you want to continuously be amongst the ranks of NC State? Do you want to be fighting for 8 wins every season, and that's cool? Because if you do, fine. Just don't offer Corey Kiner. Don't offer Jalen Anderson. Don't offer the other kid that went to West Virginia, right? Just go straight to Travion Cooley, because they missed on all 3 of those 4 stars. They were in the mix for them. They almost had Kiner, who was the highest-rated one, and then they still ended up getting Travion Cooley, who everybody on this board thinks is going to be the next Dalvin Cook. So are you saying that they should just – as soon as a good team offers somebody else, they don't get him? That's why they missed on Keontae Goodwin. They figured they couldn't get him, so they didn't really push for him. They could have got Keontae, but they didn't because of that mentality right there. That's why you go after him. You are who you recruit against. And I will leave you all with that. Peace. Good day. See you in about 2 more weeks. You are who you recruit against.